1 week after the leadership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, protested to the embassies of the United States of America and the British High Commission, Abuja, the party is again taking its protest to the European Union Commission. Led by the Deputy National Chairman North, members of the Nigeria's main opposition party, they gathered yesterday in front of the European Union Commission, calling on the international community to help address the problem of insecurity and electoral fraud in Nigeria. Well, let's get talking about this one. The concern of the main opposition party and what they say is a thumbs down for the government. I have joining me from our Abuja studio, a former minority leader in the House of Representatives, Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, and the national chairman of YPP, Bishop Amakuri. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on tonight. Let me begin with you, Honorable Aliyu. The PDP is not happy, and consistently now, they've gone out to international communities, drawing the attention of the world to what is happening in Nigeria, saying the government of the day has failed them. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I guess that's the beauty of democracy. You know, they're entitled to our opinion. But it's sad that they have no confidence in their country. It's sad that they would rather go and speak to somebody else instead of speaking to the country. Is it not the same PDP that went to court to challenge what happened in Imo? Is it not the same PDP that goes to court to ask for justice? So why can't they go through the processes of what's obtained in this country? But shame to them, shame on them that they have no confidence in their country. They feel they need to tell EU, and hey, we're not governed by EU. This country is not governed by EU. So they are, and as I said, that's the beauty of democracy. They're entitled to their opinion. They can go and report the government to whomever they want. The ultimate judge are the Nigerian people who voted this government into power. And they are the ones to remove the government in power. That's it.
Is it not fair for them to think, because according to the PDP leaders, they think that they're not getting justice in Nigeria, and the government of the day and the approach to handling the other arms of government is anti-democracy. Those are some of the concerns they have. Is that not fair enough to say, if the government cannot fix it, let us talk to our international partners?
You remember when the Supreme Court of this country gave judgment against APC to take away the total number of elected persons in Zamfara State that was won by APC. They didn't say anything. When the same court also gave River State, removed APC from the ballot, they didn't complain. So that's to them, that's justice. And whenever they lose an election, or whenever they don't get what they want, they go and start screaming. As I said, look, we were in the opposition, so we can understand the pain and the frustration of those out of power. But instead of them to come and join hands and criticize the government in such a way that, look, it will better the livelihood of all of us, but not be ranting, not only talking when things are not comfortable, when you think things are not favoring you, when the people of this country have voted them out, and they also are the beneficiaries of the system. If they say the judicial system in this country is not good, why didn't they reject what they were given in Zamfara and River State? So please, as I said, they are entitled to their opinion. And there is nothing wrong for them to demonstrate, to scream and shout and so on. It's within their purview to do that. But we are practicing democracy. And I think they can even go to UN.
Bishop Amakiri, you are a leader of an opposition party also. What are your views on this? You think the PDP is doing the right thing? You think the APC is on course? Your views?
Thank you, Seun. Well, I would say that, number one, the PDP, I describe them as same brothers of the APC. They are just children of the same parent. And it's so pathetic and has become very obvious that these people have run out of ideas to take our country from myopia to utopia. The same PDP had, caused what we are going through today. And the APC also not exceptional. But the truth of the matter is that I think that Nigerians should begin to see this as a wake-up call to them, to begin to think towards what they must do going forward. And this is the reason why the call for the electoral reform is actually very necessary. We must put our electoral reform, we must make sure we give priority to our electoral reform so that we can have a very robust,
All right.
a system.
Okay.
that can
Bishop Amakuri, apologies. Let's take a breather. But when we come back, I will also ask you what you think the APC government is doing right or wrong. We go for a break, and when we come back, it's just a moment, I'll be back to discuss these issues. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's get back to the conversation. The PDP is not happy. It's gone to call the attention of international communities and institutions to the situation in the country on the issues of security, the economy, judiciary, and also of electoral reforms. In our Abuja studio, my panel tonight, a former minority leader in the House of Representatives, Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, a chieftain of the APC, and we have the national chairman of the YPP. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the program tonight. Let me get back to Mr. Bishop Amakuri. If you look at what is happening, the APC, we say they're trying their best. But you are not a member of the PDP. Neither are you a member of the APC. But from your own point of view as a leader of YPP, do you think that the Buhari-led APC government is on track?
Sean, God forbid I will be a member of either of the whether PDP or APC. The truth of the matter is that, number one, the PDP actually lacked the moral values to have done what they have been doing in this recent time, walking to European Union and some of this. However, they are, of course, our strategic global partners. I don't have a problem if they can go and table some of their issues there. But back to your question, I cannot be in a country, Sean, where God has blessed us with enormous resources, both in human and natural. And we are ranking the poorest capital in the world. And then you tell me all is well. And I will just fold my hands and continue to listen to you. It's not done anywhere in the world. And number two, you have a country that people are, just children are out of school. You see children, people going to just Benin Republic here, Ghana, other countries you can mention. You will be in a country where public schools, private schools, everybody is running to private school to take their children to school. With this kind of situation we have found ourselves, and you tell me all is well, go to United Kingdom today in London. You will see that public schools are even more expensive than private schools. Okay? So what is wrong back home here in our country? But because when you don't have visionary leaders, people who are so patriotic to take their country to where we aspire or we desire, is what you will continue to get. So I am saying that both the PDP and the APC, they actually don't deserve any second bite of the apple going forward. And I'm very happy that what happened in the 2019 general election, both the PDP and the APC, they have perfected what I would call the last kick of the dying horse. All right. Because those are the two candidates they have going forward.
All right. Let me ask Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, especially on the issue of the rising security situation in the country. These attacks are coming, and there are concerns about the rate of deaths and killings by bandits and terrorists in the country. Is your government losing grip on the situation, Honorable?
Well, you see, first of all, it's sad as Nigerians, you know, we start talking about UK, US, or any other foreign country, trying to compare those countries with us. We should look inwards and do what is right and correct our own country. Yes. Now, we as a government are not happy with the security challenges, and it is true. I here admit that, yes, there are challenges, but it is not like the government is doing nothing. it looks like, people are so tired. I'm talking about, the cooperation that people were giving are now not given. Why? We don't know. But so security is a collective measure, which means you and I, the public, the government, all of us need to police ourselves. That's why I have no problem with whether you want to call Amotekun, whatever Tekun, whatever people, anything that you will do to secure your place. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But there are also some constitutional challenges. Let us, as a people, agree. Now, if you decide to say that APC, it's not APC. We're talking about Nigeria. Yes, we are the ones ruling the country. We are the ones governing the country. We are supposed to harness. The government is doing everything possible. And I am telling you, give us the next 1 week. You will see what will happen drastically in the security architecture of this country that will give more people more confidence to show that, look, yes, the government is hearing government. The government has heard the cry and the scream of the people that do this, do that. That is going to take place any moment from now.
I mean, if you look at a whole lot of issues, the APC will say they're putting their best in, but the question we say people are asking is whether or not the best of the APC is good enough for Nigeria, considering what has happened over the last few weeks. So what you see now is that every region is now taking their situation as critical as it is, and they're finding solutions internally. So the question now, Honorable Farouk Alamu-Aliyu, is whether or not the best of the APC is good enough for Nigeria.
Absolutely. The best of the APC is good for this country. The best of the APC is the one that is allowing the people to take their destiny into their hands. If the people of this country collectively agree to police each state by itself, now then let us also agree through our members of National Assembly to amend the Constitution so that there will be state police. Because when you sit down and say Amotekun, or when you sit down and say your own local, there are constitutional challenges. But if everybody is, the consensus of this country is for us to have our state police, so be it. APC government is not going to be aloof. APC will not kick against the will of the people. So if everybody wants to go his way in terms of security, if that's what the people want, I assure you, let the members put it before the National Assembly so we can kickstart amendment of the Constitution so that the police, each state will have its own police.
All right.
That's not a problem, absolutely.
One of the criticism, Mr. Amakri, let me get your final thought tonight, because a lot of the criticism are that the president is not going around the country. But today, a lot of his critics perhaps will say, oh, maybe one of the boxes he has ticked. He went to Maiduguri to visit, to sympathize with the government of that state. For you, do you see any movement in what the APC is doing? Do you see that they are moving forward to solving some of the problems that we face in the country? Quickly, please.
Sean, I've told you before. You see, even the visit of the Mr. President to Borno today, there is a video going viral. You keep saying, Bamaso, Bamaso, Bamaso. That's what you keep hearing, these young boys shouting. What the meaning of Bamaso is, we don't want. People are tired. People are tired. That blood, people are dying every day. And somebody is sitting somewhere to tell us we are trying. It wasn't what they promised us. It's not about trying. They told us they were coming to put a stop to these security challenges. They campaigned and said their number one agenda was to ensure that the Boko Haram menace crisis will be put to an end. We have had all kind of promises, and now we will be sitting here hearing that, don't worry, give us some time. Who has, that's no luxury of time.
We need to close the program. We need to close the program now. Honorable Farouk Adamu-Aliyu, your response in 10 seconds so that we can close. Your response. The Bamaso the video that went online today.
As I said,
you think the people are rejecting your government?
No. What I'm saying, that's the beauty. And when 2 people say Bama so, that's democracy. When 10 people say Bama so, that's democracy. I said that's the beauty of democracy. If the people don't want us in power, when the time comes, they vote us out. But I'm telling you, that's the beauty of democracy. And look, nobody is saying give us time, give us time. We are not happy with what is happening in the country. And God knows. And you see, my friend here has forgotten. Probably some years back, we probably would not be sitting here talking in Abuja.
All right.
The bombs that were flying all over the place. In Kano, checkpoints all over the place. People have all of a sudden forgotten about that. So it's not that nothing is being done. But yes, I admit there are challenges, and we're working towards.
I must sincerely thank both of you for your thoughts tonight. Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, a former minority leader in the House of Representatives and a chieftain of the APC, and also Mr. Bishop Amakri, the national chairman of the YPP. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on tonight to share your thoughts. But that's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye for now.